Rolling with these glasses. See, the left's pretty good. Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. Hello, Franklin and Kelly. I'm trying to fix my glasses here. I seem to have lost one of my mailbox keys for the apartment mailboxes. I have one on my key ring. I still have that one, but I had one that I kept in the console in the car. When I went to check the mail today, it wasn't there. So I don't know if it dropped down between the seats. I don't think I left it in the box, although anything's possible at this point. I wouldn't put it past me. Hey there, Mike. Welcome. Anyway. Yeah, I'll call the office later, see if maybe they found it. If not, I'll have to get another one, I guess. It's not the key that's making me crazy. It's you can get another key, and I have one. You really only need one, but it's the fact that I think I'm losing my mind. This has never been like me. I've never misplaced a key in my life. Hello, Bob Cole. That's the story today, isn't it? Let's get to the game, shall we? Cubs at Reds, first of a 4-game set. The Reds come in red hot. If you'll excuse the pun, they've won 8 in a row. Chicago won their last game. They're 20-25. Cincinnati creeping towards the 500 mark. And to try to extend that streak today, they will send right-hander Milt Pappas to the mound against lefty Dick Ellsworth for Chicago. Now, Ellsworth, despite a pretty good card, don't let the 8-22 record deceive you. He did give up a lot of hits per inning, though, didn't he? Didn't walk many. But let's look at his numbers. Oh my goodness. Ellsworth in 10 starts is 4-3 with an ERA of 6.09. 2 complete games and 65 hits. He's allowed 87 hits. Pappas, on the other hand, has been the Reds' second best starter, or one of their two anyway. It's a coin toss between him and O'Toole. 3-3, but with a 3.38 ERA in 8 starts. Hello there, Ben. Pappas obviously better against righties, just at a glance. So Ellsworth will have his hands full today. Let's get to the lineups. Adolfo Phillips will lead it off in center field for Chicago. Joey Amalfitano at second. Billy Williams in right field hits third. The Cubs without Kessinger and Beckert still running out. A lot of players out of position, starting with Ron Santo at shortstop in the cleanup spot. Lee Thomas is at first. Ernie Banks at third base once again. Byron Brown in left. Randy Hundley will do the catching. And Ellsworth the pitcher. I've got my coffee. It's a very nice day, 60 degrees and sunny in Spokane. Just before I set up for the game, I came back from Sonic for a burger. I was not impressed. I'm just going to leave it at that. Okay, we're ready to play. 1:30. Pappas ready to work. Adolfo Phillips steps to the plate, hitting .306 on the season. 4 home runs, 25 RBIs. Pappas into the windup. 2-8 right-handed. He struck him out. Phillips strikes out a lot. How much does he strike out, you ask? Well, I will tell you. For Phillips, that is his 34th strikeout of the season. In real life, he struck out 135 times in 419 bats. That's almost 21st century standards, isn't it? Here's a Malfitano, just 3 for 15 in limited play. Pitch from Pappas is a 1-7 righty. That's going to be a high fly ball into left center. Double the 10, and he is out as Johnson runs it down in the gap. So Amalfitano's bid for an extra base hit is denied by Darren Johnson, and here's Billy Williams. Williams at 282, 12 home runs, 33 RBIs. The pitch from Pappas is a 6'5 lefty, and he loses in ball 4. A rare walk issued by Milt Pappas. Remember, for the longest time, he was way ahead of everybody in strikeout to walk ratio. He's now 3rd in the league in that category. You liked it, huh, Bim? I tell you, for the price, I'd rather have a 5 guys any day. Plus, the wait was excruciating. I was starting to look at the clock going, man, I got to get home and set up my game. And then couldn't find my mail key. So, yeah, I was, tell me that. Yeah. I don't even want to go into it. All right, runner at first, 2 down. Here's Santo. Santo, the leading hitter on the Cubs, 366 average, 10 home runs, and a team-leading 37 runs batted in. Pappas from the set. The pitch to Santo on a 4-8 is a lazy fly to center. Vada Pinson is right there to handle it. And down go the Cubs in the first. No runs, no hits, 1 left. After half an inning of play, Chicago nothing, Cincinnati coming to bat. The Red Hot Reds. You've got to say that, don't you? Here's their lineup. Tommy Harper leads it off in right field. Tommy Helms is at 3rd. Vada Pinson in center field. Tony Perez in the lineup today at first base against the left-hander. Pete Rose will hit 5th at second base. Leo Cardenas is the shortstop. Darren Johnson in left. Don Pavletic will do the catching, with Pappas, the pitcher, hitting 9th. That's right. Yeah, Ben sent me an email. Very interesting. In fact, Ben, if you wouldn't mind, maybe just briefly share the results here with the group. I hope you brought enough for the whole class. Right? Oh, my God. I never heard of checkers, Franklin, although I have played chess. And Cito Gaston's the only one to do it pre-1990. All the rest have come since what you would call the beginning of the steroid era. Here's Tommy Harper to lead things off. Harper still struggling, 12 for 98 on the season. That's a paltry 122 average, and he's still looking for his first home run as Ellsworth gets his sign. 5'10", right-handed. It's a shallow fly to center field. On comes Phillips to make the grab. So 1 down, and here's Tommy Helms. Helms at 282, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. The pitch to Helms is a 1-4 left-handed, a fly ball to left field. Easy play for Brown, waiting for it to come down, and puts it away for out number 2. That'll bring up Vada Pinson, the center fielder, batting .275, 4 homers, and a team-leading 25 runs batted in. The pitch from Ellsworth is a 4-5 left-handed. He lifts one the other way to left. Brown backs up a bit and pulls it in, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ellsworth. 1-2-3 go the Reds, and we're scoreless after an inning. Yeah, and I don't have Rallies either, and I've heard of Waffle House, but I've never seen one. All these things must be Eastern U.S. things. I was going to say East Coast, but that narrows it down too much. Just say the east side of the country. Another thing I've never seen, and I've heard people rave about it, is Cracker Barrel. None around here. Of course, when it comes to fast food hamburgers, for me, the yardstick is the In-N-Out burger. We don't have those either, but they do have them in Oregon and California, so whenever I get down that way, I hit that up. To the second we go, Pappas ready to go to work. Here's Lee Thomas to start things off. Thomas, since coming over to Chicago, is hitting .261, no home runs, 5 RBIs. Let's check his overall numbers on the season, which would be .209, 3 homers, 15 RBIs. And here's the pitch now from Pappas. So it's going to be a 3-9 right-handed. Ground ball second base. Rose handles it. Throws to Perez. 1 down. Yeah, they've got Tommy's down there too, which is pretty good, Dan. One of the things I admire most about In-N-Out is they are not corporate. It's still a family-owned chain. They do not trade on the market. Ernie Banks steps up to the plate, hitting .278, 4 home runs, 18 RBIs. Here's the pitch from Pappas. It's a 3-11 right-handed. Grounder down to first base. Perez to his right handles it. Underhands to Pappas, and there's 2 down. Both pitchers looking sharp in the early going. Here's Byron Brown. Byron hitting .263, 8 home runs, 27 RBIs. Pappas into the windup. We've got a 4-8 right-handed fly ball to straightaway center. Pinson is there, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Pappas. You know, I hadn't had one in a long time prior to that, Ben. I normally fix something at home after the game, but I was especially hungry today. I was out running errands anyway, and I thought I'll give this place a try. We had an amazing place in Spokane called Sonic Burrito. They had these huge burritos. I'm telling you what, these things were like this. I could get 2 meals out of one. They had a whole bunch of flavors. They had some really good spicy ones. They were amazing. And when Sonic came in, they said, hey, you can't use that name. And then Sonic Burrito changed their name. Shortly after that, they went out of business. So I blamed Sonic for running them out of business. So they already had 1 strike against them going in, with me anyway. Here's Tony Perez to lead off the bottom of the second. Hello there, Jeremiah, and that's right, it is. Oh my God, I forgot what day it is. Yeah, I've been rattled all day. Nice to settle into the game here. Put all that crap out of my mind. Perez, 241 and 79 at bats, 1 homer, 6 RBIs. Here's the pitch now from Ellsworth. That's going to be a 5-3 right-handed. Grounder to first base X. Tough chance for Thomas. Lee Thomas, a 418. Here's the play on a 16, and he makes the play. Feeds Ellsworth covering, and they record the out. 3-1 X. Also known as Culinary Friday. It is a happy hour day, absolutely. We have Arby's. Arby's I've seen everywhere I've ever been. They're everywhere. You know why? Because they have the meats. Okay, here's Pete Rose. 287, 2 homers, 8 RBIs. Ellsworth. Rose hitting right-handed on a 5-10 shallow fly to center field. On comes Adolfo Phillips to make the play. 2 down. And here's Leo Cardenas. Cardenas at 229, 6 home runs, 21 RBIs from the right-handed hitting shortstop. And here comes the pitch from Ellsworth. It's a 1-6 lefty. Fly ball straight away center. Backing up a bit is Phillips. And he makes the grab to retire the side. It's another 1-2-3 inning for Dick Ellsworth. Scoreless after 2, both starting pitchers looking sharp here in the onset of the game. At the outset of the game, I guess, right? Which one is right? Onset? Outset? Hell, I don't know. We have Texas Roadhouse. I like that. I got to go there again. I haven't been there in a long time. Hundley, Ellsworth, and Phillips do as we move to the 3rd inning. Randy Hundley hitting 257, 7 home runs, 25 RBIs. Right-handed hitting catcher standing in as Pappas goes into his windup. It's a 1-7 right-handed, fly ball to straightaway center. That's going to be Pinson making the play. So a lot of fly balls to straightaway center, 3 on each side to be exact. And here's the batter Ellsworth, a left-handed hitter, 2W. Pappas with a 4-4 lefty gets a grounder to shortstop X. Cardenas a good shortstop, 2E16 as he ranges behind the bag. On a 14, he makes a nice play and throws him out. Defense has been sharp on both sides so far as well. Hang on, I noticed a little smudge or something on the 4 there. There, that's better. Hello, Bob Merrow. Happy Friday. Yeah, we had Jack when I was a little kid. Don't know Culver's. There's a really good YouTube video on Southern California and the start of drive-through food, which makes sense because everybody was driving. McDonald's and In-N-Out Burger, and I think Del Taco as well. All right around the San Bernardino area. Here's Phillips, struck out his first time. Pappas into the windup. 6-4 righty, that'll be catcher's card. Pavletic a 4E13. Here's the play. On a 9, it's the E range. A 3 on a, what did I say he was? On a 13. This could be trouble, and it is. That's going to be an error on Pavletic. That will allow Phillips to reach. Phillips with great speed. That was part of it, Ben. Absolutely. Let's check the battery now for the Cubs. Pappas a very good hold, -3. Did I say the Cubs? I mean the Reds. I've always pictured Pappas as a Cub. That's probably going to be a problem for me all game. Pavletic with a +2 arm, however, that makes it -1. So Phillips is 16, not held, will be held at 14. And with Amalfitano up, he's going to try for the lead. 3 through 7. 9, he does not get it. And here's the pitch to Amalfitano. It's going to be a 4-9 right-handed. Base hit, grounder to first, base hit to 11, and he's got himself an infield single. So the error by Pavletic opened the door, and now the Cubs have first and second 2 down, and Billy Williams strides to the plate. So a big moment early in the game. Oh, wow, I love catfish. That's what I ordered the last time I went to the Texas Roadhouse. That and the deep-fried pickles. Williams walked his first time up. Runners take their lead. Pappas from the stretch. That's a 5-8 lefty. Swung on and missed, strike 3. And Pappas gets out of it with his second strikeout of the afternoon. For the Cubs, no runs, 1 hit, 2 left on. Yeah, I don't know. I don't think that's true, Franklin. The original McDonald's, if you've ever seen the movie The Founder, you had to walk up to the window. Yeah, The Founder, starring Michael Keaton. It's a pretty good movie. The subject matter, corporate greed, basically, or in this case, one man's greed, I suppose. Not my favorite subject, but it's well done, and I like Michael Keaton. My pleasure. Our pleasure. All right, Ellsworth pitching for Chicago as we go to the bottom of the third. Darren Johnson will start it off for Cincinnati. 6 up, 6 down for Ellsworth so far. Johnson hitting, where is Darren Johnson? 220. A team leading 8 home runs and 23 RBIs would put him second on the ball club. Yeah, Ray Kroc. Ellsworth, the windup and the pitch is a 5-6 right-handed. Grounder to shortstop, fielded by Santo, who throws him out. I had to think about that for a second. 1 down, and here's Pavletic. Pavletic hitting .289 on the season. He's actually their leading hitter on the Reds. 5 homers, a dozen RBIs. The pitch from Ellsworth is a 1-4 lefty. Little comebacker. Ellsworth knocks it down, picks it up, and throws it over to Thomas. That'll bring up Pappas, a 1 pitcher with N power. And here's the pitch on a 2-11, grounder to second. Routine for Amalfitano, and it's a 1-2-3 inning for Ellsworth. Ellsworth was probably due for a good start. He's been fantastic so far, 9 up, 9 down. And here's Pappas. I had to turn the heater down. Some of you guys probably guessed that already. As we head into the weekend, that's funny, Dan. And Franklin worked at Wendy's. Yeah, as far as personality, I would take Dave over Ray any day. And of course, we all know Ray Kroc's baseball affiliation, right? I don't even have to say it. Ron Santo will lead off the 4th inning. Oh, I believe it. I worked at Taco Bell when I was 15. Yeah, you could back then. That'd be a child labor law violation now. Here's Ron Santo. He is 0 for 1 today. Flew to center in the first. Pappas into the windup. 6'5" right-handed. He lifts this one to right field. Harper drifting over and makes the catch. Lee Thomas 0 for 1, left-handed hitter. Pappas comes in there with a 3-4 righty, and just a bit outside, he walks him. Second walk issued by Pappas. And the batter will be Ernie Banks. Mr. Cub steps up there 0 for 1 today. Pappas working out of the stretch now. 5-7 righty. That's going to be a base hit into right center. Could be 2. He will hold with the long single, and advancing to third is Thomas. And the Cubs have something going here in the fourth with the runners at the corners and 1 away. Byron Brown will be the hitter. Brown flew to center his first time up. Scoreless game against a right-hander. Brown doesn't hit into any double plays, does he? I don't see a ground, but there is one there on the 2-7. Infield will be in. The pitch from Pappas. 5-6 right-handed, fly to left field and deep. Johnson backing up. That's going to be deep enough for Thomas to tag up and score. And on a sac fly from Brown, the Cubs take a 1-0 lead here in the fourth. That'll bring up Hundley. Pappas from the stretch. It's a 1-7 righty. Fly to center field and playable. Pinson is there, and that'll do it. The Cubs settle for a run on a hit and leave one. We go to the bottom of the fourth, 1-0 Chicago. Here's Ellsworth. Top of the order for Cincinnati. If you just came in, Cincinnati on an 8-game winning streak. Tommy Harper 0 for 1 today. Here's the windup and the pitch from Ellsworth. It's a 6-7 righty. Grounder to second base X. That's Amalfitano. 4E21 ranging to his left. On a 17, he's there. Makes a nice play and throws him out. I remember that, Bill, and welcome. Yes, I remember it well. Don't you love these owners that jump into the broadcast booth? Finley did it when they were in Kansas City as well. Here's Helms 0 for 1. Ellsworth with the pitch, 2-10. It's a hot smash to third. Banks has it, throws him out. 2 quick outs here in the fourth. That'll bring up Pinson. Pinson flew to left in the first. Left on left. Ellsworth with the pitch. It's a 1-6 lefty. He struck him out. Another 1-2-3 inning for Dick Ellsworth. And after 4 innings of play, Cubs up 1-0. Not the game we expected with these 2 starters, is it? Hello there, Perry. Yeah, that's what Bill was just saying. Oh, maybe it was on the PA. Either way, I think Finley's was on the PA too. That's right, it wasn't a broadcaster. I wonder if they share the same booth. I never really thought about that. They probably have their own booth. The stadium announcer. You know, the guy who says, now pinch hitting, number 11, Manny Mota. To the fifth we go, 1-0 Cubs. Ellsworth will lead things off. Batting left-handed. The pitch is a 1-7. He struck him out. That makes more sense, actually. And hello, Larry. Yeah, it makes more sense. Still, my point remains the same. Here's Phillips 0 for 2. The pitch is a 1-7. Struck him out. Back-to-back strikeouts for Pappas now. That's 4 in the game. And here's Amalfitano. 1 of 2 hits today for the Cubs. Pappas with the windup, a 5-11 right-handed, and Amalfitano hard ground ball up the middle and into center field for a single, and Joey Amalfitano 2 for 3. No threat to run. He has no steal rating. 1-13 runner. And the batter will be Billy Williams. Williams 0 for 1 with a walk. It would be worse, exactly, yeah. And for that matter, if you were listening to the game on the radio, you could hear it anyway, couldn't you? The pitch from Pappas to Billy Williams is a 4-7 left-handed. That's lined into right field for a single. Amalfitano will round and steam into third. And the Cubs have runners at the corners with 2 down. Here comes the team RBI leader, Ron Santo. Santo came into the game with 37 ribeyes. The pitch from Pappas, 1-5 righty. That is well struck to left field. Going back is Johnson at the track, at the wall, off the wall. Here comes Amalfitano to score. That's going to be at least a double for Santo. Williams, 14, 16 with 2 outs. To center field, Pinson a -2, 14. They're sending him. Here comes the throw to the plate to 14, and he's a dead duck. What a throw by Pinson. Holy smoke. That'll end the inning. But an exciting inning. And Sano with a 2-out double drives in a run. The Cubs settle for the 1 on 3 hits and leave 1. Out by a country mile there, Ben. You got it. I know what you meant. Oh, maybe you meant a county. Pinson with a rocket to the plate to gun down Billy Williams. That ends the 5th, or the top of the 5th. I do remember Ramsey. Yes, Joel. He's the guy I still think of to this day when I think of a stadium announcer, PA guy, right? Big, deep, booming voice. Reds winning streak in a little jeopardy here as we go to the bottom of the 5th. They trail by 2. Tony Perez will start it off. Ellsworth into the windup. The pitch to Tony's a 2-8 lefty. Fly ball to straightaway center. Phillips has been busy out there today, and he grabs that one for the 1st out. Here's Rose now. He flew to center his first time up. Batting right-handed, Ellsworth comes in there with a 2-7. Grounder into the hole at short. Sano is there. Strong throw across in time. Sano's starting to look pretty good there at short. Here's Leo Cardenas. Whoops, and I got to die down. There it is. Didn't get far. Cardenas fouls one straight back. Ellsworth gets a new ball, rubs it up. Now into the windup and the pitch to Leo's on a 4-3. Hot shot to third base, X. Tough chance for Banks. 4E65. On a 16, he makes a diving stop to his feet and throws him out. Oh my goodness, what a play by Banks. That's going to go down as a web gem. 1, 2, 3 go the Reds in the fifth. That play just saved Ellsworth. Here's Pappas. And here's Lee Thomas as we go to the sixth inning. Oh, please elaborate there, Perry. I didn't hear about that one. Thomas 0 for 1 with a walk. Oh, excuse me. Terrible time to yawn. The left-hand hitting Thomas 0 for 1 with a walk today. Pappas into the windup. 2-8 right-handed, pops him up right side. Rose is there to make the catch. Damn, Al, that really blows. Here's Banks, 1 for 2. Pappas into the windup, 3-8 right-handed. That's a base hit up the middle for Ernie Banks. Now Ernie's 2 for 3 today. That'll bring up Byron Brown. 0 for 1, sac fly in the fourth. Pappas working from the stretch now. He comes in there with a 6-11 right-handed, and that's a base hit right up the middle into center, an open single. Banks very slow, however, and with Pinson's arm, he's not even going to think about it. He stops at second. First and second one away, and here's Hundley. Pappas rated 7 for endurance, so no problem there. Hundley's flown to center both times today. And here's the pitch from Pappas. It's a 1-8 righty. It's a hard smash to third. Helms has it to Rose for 1. To Perez, double play. So Pappas gets the much-needed ground ball. The Reds turn 2. And the Cubs come up empty in the sixth. No runs, 2 hits, 1 left on. Wow, Bill. You know, I agree with him. It's obvious that they are, isn't it? I think this probably comes down from the players' union, to be honest with you. Because the hits are dollars. That's my theory, anyway. Ellsworth going to work in the bottom of the inning. Johnson, Pavletic, and Pappas. We'll see about Pappas. Sixth inning, that's a tough one. Pappas is a 7-inning pitcher. You got 2 batters to think about. I'll throw it out to the group. What would you do? Hit for Pappas or let him hit? Darren Johnson will start us off. Ellsworth gets the sign from Randy Hundley. The pitch is a 5-8 righty. That is banged into left for a single, 5 for a possible double, and he's going to hold with the long single. And that's the first hit for Cincinnati. Ellsworth with a 0 hold, Hundley a 0 arm, Johnson not a threat to run, as Don Pavletic steps to the plate, and they do need runs. They do need runs, and Dick Simpson grabs a bat and steps into the on-deck circle. And there you go, Bill. What a great story that is. Man, if that's not stepping up, I don't know what is. Pavletic will swing away. Here's the pitch from Ellsworth. 2-7 lefty, and he walks him. Ellsworth breezing through 5 innings. And the Reds are going to send up a pinch hitter for Pappas. Pappas goes 6 innings today. 2, 3, 4, 5, 7 hits. 2 runs, right? 2 runs allowed. He walked 3, I think. No, just 2. 2 walks. And he struck out 4. Close game. They're going to get the righty Don Notabart up in the Reds pen. And the hitter will be Dick Simpson. Simpson just 2 for 11 on the season. One of those hits a home run. Hundley out to the mound to check on Ellsworth. Thank you for the input, gentlemen. Appreciate it. Yeah, once there was 2 men on, that kind of removed all doubt, didn't it? Ellsworth getting ready to work now. The pitch to Simpson. That's a 2-8. He struck him out. That's the first out of the inning. And up steps Tommy Harper. I briefly considered that too, Joel. That would have been automatic, by the way, if they were trailing by 1 instead of 2. Although you could argue that would have put the tying run in scoring position. Tough call. Anyway, it's done now. Here's Harper. 0 for 2 on the day. Ellsworth set. The pitch to Harper's a 4-10 righty. Fly ball straight away center. Phillips is there and makes the grab. So Ellsworth, 1 batter away from wiggling out of it. It's going to be Tommy Helms. Runners take their lead. Here's the pitch to Helms on a 3-2. Grounder to second base, fielded by Amalfitano. He flips to Thomas, and Ellsworth gets out of the inning unscathed. No runs, a hit, 2 left on. Through 6, it is 2-0 Cubs. Dan Notabart will come on to pitch for Cincinnati. Let's take a look at his numbers as he gets loose, and I'm going to grab a cup. Notabart, 19 appearances, 3-1 with a save. ERA a tad high at 4.68. Very tough on right-handers, though. Okay, short break. Yeah, we better heat that up a little bit. There we are, okay. Not quite at the stretch yet, but hey, does anybody have a trivia question for the stretch? And since it's the Happy Hour Friday, is anybody enjoying Happy Hour at the moment? Going into what looks like a nice weekend here. Does anyone have any big plans for the weekend? Oh, we've got some news from Al, 1948 Boston at Yankees. DiMaggio doubles, giving New York 5 doubles out of their 6 hits. What is Mookie's favorite? Well, you know it has to be You Can Call Me Al, doesn't it? Oh my God, we're all old, aren't we? I was going to say I'd be half in the bag by this time when I was working, but that isn't true because I would still be at work. How about that, Jeremiah? Interesting tidbit of info there. National Record Store Day. Also National Only Child Day. I think every day is a day, right? Ellsworth will bat in the 7th. 0 for 2 so far, a left-handed hitter. Not a Bart with the pitch. That's going to be a 6'5 lefty. Shortstop X, that's Cardenas. 2E16 as he goes into the hole on a slow roller on the 11. It's the E range. It's a 12 on a 16. This could be trouble. Nice stop by Cardenas. Gets to his feet and throws him out. What a play by Leo Cardenas. That's his second fine play of the game. And here's Phillips. Not a Bart into the windup. That's a 210 right-handed. Fly ball to center and playable. Pinson gliding over to his right and hauls it in. We had a trivia question from Bill, and I think Mike already nailed it. Welcome, Mike, by the way. A lot of them are new and used now, Mike, record stores. Yeah, we got a couple here in Spokane. Amalfitano 2 for 3, 2 down. The pitch from Notabart. 3-7 right-handed. He struck him out. So Notabart comes on and works a 1-2-3 7th, and as we stretch, it's 2-0 Cubs. When we come back, Cincinnati's 8-game winning streak in jeopardy. But for now, you know what time it is. Oh, wow, I thought it was. Okay, I was wrong too then. That's at least 3 of us that were wrong. The question was, when the Cubs traded Sano in '74, where did he go? God, I should know that. Mookie! Mookie! I see him. Can you see his silhouette? Behind the brown blanket in the window. Yeah? Hello? Well, hello, are you sunning yourself in the window? Huh? Are you gonna jump down? He's thinking about it. Come on. Come on. No, you want to stay there. You can stay there. Oh, yeah, I get it, Mook. People are still saying White Sox, which sounds right to me. Looks like you got us on a stumper there, Bill. What would appear on the surface to be an easy question turns out to not be so much. Reread the question. Okay. Let me back it up. Hell, now I can't find it. Here it is. Cubs traded Sano in 74. He had refusal rights. Oh, what team did he refuse to go to? He refused to go to. My guess would have been St. Louis, but I see somebody already guessed that. You know, it's funny too, because I do have a vague recollection of this. In 1974, I can't think of a year where I was more into baseball. It was my senior year of high school. I would quite often ditch first period, go to the donut shop, and read the sports page cover to cover, every inch of it. In other words, I know I read this at the time, but I just can't remember. American League team. Houston. Gerald got it with California Angels. Was there a particular reason, Bill? I mean, obviously Sano had a reason, but do you know what it is? Two to nothing Cubs. We're going to move to the bottom of the seventh here today, and we're going to move there sometime today. Heart of the order for the Reds. Vada Pinson 0 for 2. Left on left. Here's the pitch from Sano. It's a 5-10 fly to right field and shallow. On comes Billy Williams to make the play. Ellsworth twirling a gem here today. He's in his first inning of potential fatigue. Oh, because of his pizza joint. That makes sense. Tony Perez comes to bat 0 for 2. Ellsworth into the windup. 5-8 right-hander. That's banged into left field for a single. Could be a double to 5, and he'll hold with a long single. Just the second hit for the Reds today. Tying run comes to the plate in the form of Pete Rose. Cubs used Estrada. I don't have an Estrada card. I do have Bill Connors. Let's see who we're going to get warmed up in the Cubs pen. Give me a second here. It's going to be Cal Kuntz, the right-hander. Runner at first, one down. Here's Rose. Rose hitting right-handed. Ellsworth out of the stretch. That's a 3-11, and it's a grounder to third base. Banks to Amalfitano for one. On to Thomas. Double play. 7 goose eggs put up by Dick Ellsworth. After 7 innings complete, it's Cubs 2, Reds nothing. Reds 8-game winning streak in jeopardy here. Right, yeah, he was close to the end anyway. I remember that. Funny, you know, I was in Orange County in 1974, and I'm certain I read that. I've just forgotten. Are we going to stick with Notabart with Billy Williams up? Left, right. That's tough. You know what? They're going to relieve Notabart. The Reds will bring in a fresh pitcher for the 8th. They're going to go to the lefty, Joe Nuxall, who pitched in this game in real life. Williams, Santo, and Thomas due for the Cubs. That thought crossed my mind as well. Isn't that funny? Billy Williams will lead off the 8th. He's 1 for 2 with a walk. Joe Nuxall, the lefty, on to pitch for Cincinnati. Here's the windup and the pitch to Williams on a 1-7. It's a 2-hopper to second. Rose has it, throws him out. Here's Santo, 1 for 2. Reminding me we need to check the Cubs defense after this half inning. Nuxall's pitch on a 3-4, he walks him. 1-out walk to Santo. Lee Thomas. Probably not. Let's see what they've got. They're going to send up Don Kessinger. Kessinger could stay in the game at shortstop. Switch hitter, batting right-handed. The pitch from Nuxall from the stretch is a 3-4. Left-handed, pops him up left side. Cardenas calling it. He's got it. 2 away, and Ernie Banks is the hitter. Banks 2 for 3 today. Nuxall staring in to get the sign. 6-7 righty, swung on and missed. Strike 3. Nuxall keeps it close. Kessinger will stay in the game at short. Santo goes back to third base. And Ernie Banks moves to first. Byron Brown, well, he leads off the 9th. We'll leave him alone for now. That's a great line, Jeremiah. Leo Cardenas will lead it off. Dick Ellsworth in his second endurance inning here. Cardenas 0 for 2. Reds trail by a pair. Ellsworth into the windup. 4-7 right-handed. Liner towards third. Single to 5. Hits caught there by Ron Santo. Here's Darren Johnson now, 1 for 2 today. One of only 2 Cincinnati hits off of Ellsworth. Ellsworth gets his sign. The pitch is a 4-5 righty. He lifts one the other way to right. Easy play for Williams. And 2 quick outs in the 8th. Pavletic, the hitter, 0 for 1 with a walk. Pavletic, a right-handed hitter. Ellsworth into the windup. 6-5 right-handed, grounder shortstop X. That's Kessinger now, 2E40. Into the hole goes Kessinger on a 14. Nice stop, throws him out. And yet another 1-2-3 inning for Ellsworth. Ellsworth now just 3 outs from a complete game shutout. Cubs lead it 2-0 as we go to the 9th. They're going to stick with Nuxall for the time being. Right-hander Joey J loosening in the pen just in case. Byron Brown, 1 for 2. Sack fly back in the 4th. Nuxall into the windup. 3-8 left-handed. He struck him out. Here's Randy Hundley. Nuxall gets his sign. The pitch to Hundley's a 5-8 right-handed. He lifts one to right field, playable. Harper is there. And he puts it away. You better believe Ellsworth is going to hit. Left on left. 2-7, he struck him out. So 3 strikeouts in 2 innings for Nuxall. I'm going to check the Cub defense again. Who's in center? Phillips in center. He can only play center. Ty Klein will come on and take over in left for Brown. Trying to preserve the shutout for Ellsworth. And at the same time rooting for the Reds to extend their winning streak. So yeah, it's catch-22 here. Ty Klein goes to left. He's a 2E10 plus 1. And here's the man of the hour, Dick Ellsworth. Cincinnati will send up a pinch hitter for Nuxall. 2 innings, no hits, no runs, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. Lefty, lefty, lefty. Switch hitter. Coker. The batter will be Chico Ruiz. Chico, a switch hitter, will bat right-handed against Ellsworth. Let's check his stats on the year. He hasn't played much. He's 1 for 3, all as a pinch hitter. Ellsworth staring in to get the sign. Here's the windup. The pitch to Chico's a 4-8 righty, and he bangs a base hit into left field to start things off. No threat to steal. He's a 15 runner. That's pretty good. Very good, actually. It's good enough. Tommy Harper will be the hitter. Harper represents the tying run at the plate. Ellsworth trying to get the shutout. The Reds trying to keep their 8-game winning streak alive. Kuntz is ready in the pen. Harper standing in from the right side. Ellsworth comes in there with a 1-7. He struck him out. One away, and Tommy Helms will be the hitter. Helms 0 for 3 on the day. Ellsworth checks the runner. Ruiz takes his lead. Ellsworth from the stretch. 4-10 right-handed. Fly to center, playable. Phillips is there. 2 down. And Ellsworth 1 out from the complete game shutout. Standing in his way, probably the Reds' best player, Vada Pinson. Pinson 0 for 3 today. Ellsworth taking his time now. Deep breath. Into the windup. The pitch. 5-7. Swung on and missed. Strike 3, and he's done it. That's the ball game. So the Reds' 8-game winning streak comes to an end against the buzzsaw known as Dick Ellsworth. Boy, you're not kidding. Ellsworth was due for a better start. Remember, he came into the game with a 6.09 ERA. 2-0 Cubs is the final. Holy cow, I will have the totals for you in a moment. Easy player of the game, you betcha, Ben. Dick Ellsworth. Complete game shutout. He improves to 5-3. He tossed a 3-hitter. Did he walk any? He did walk 1. He walked 1. 4 strikeouts. Let me check that again. 1, 2. Yep, 4. Pappas, the hard luck loser, drops to 3-4. Easy choice for the Chief Spokane Gary player of the game today. The Cubs with 2 runs on 7 hits, no errors. Cincinnati, no runs, just 3 hits, 1 error. Thank you, Mike. Thank you, Franklin. Definitely, Perry. Yeah, that's one of the best games of the season. Best pitched games of the season, I should clarify. Oh, it may not show up in that game score thing in the jiggy because the 4 strikeouts will hurt him, but that's definitely one of the best starts of the year. And Ben's going to jump into some 1976. Battle of the inner footwear. Oh my, what a day. Let's check ahead on the schedule. I'll be here tomorrow, by the way, and what are we going to have for you tomorrow? Let's take a look. Cleveland Indians at Minnesota Twins. We got El Tiante versus the Mudcat. Yep. Louis Tiant and Mudcat Grant will be the starting pitchers. Excellent marquee matchup tomorrow. 1:30 Pacific, 4:30 Eastern. Thank you, Perry. I'll have to see where he lands on that, Franklin. Like I say, I think the 4 strikeouts will hurt him. But the game score, really just a fun thing. I don't think it's perfect. To reiterate, I know I've said this before, but Juan Marichal's complete game 1-hit shutout in which he faced the minimum has only the 4th highest game score of the season so far. And to me, that was clearly the best pitched game of the season. What are your thoughts? Put them in the comments. How many of you remember that Marichal game? I bet quite a few of you do. I tell you guys, I really don't want to sign off today. Well, the chat here is just magnificent. So many knowledgeable baseball fans here. Thank you, Dan, and a good weekend to you all as well. Thanks, everybody, for watching. I'm going to go. I already ate. I'm stuffed from that burger. Normally I go eat it this time, but I won't be eating, but I am going to go. Hopefully see you all tomorrow. Take care, everyone. Bye for now.